Alright, Q&A number 2. This is my huge 1,000 subscriber Q&A that I announced on June 9th, and this is June, well, I don't know when I'm going to upload it, so whatever. But I also announced a viewer's choice, which is what games do you want me to review. And the top comments seem to be, can you review an episode of My Little Pony? Or a season of your choice. The problem with that is that I said a game you want me to review. But don't be frightened, don't be frightened. I know you were looking forward to me reviewing My Little Pony. So, I have a solution for you. I will review a My Little Pony game. I'll review a My Little Pony game, but since you guys are obsessed with Friendship is Magic, I'll review a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fan game. Now, I have a selection of MLP FIM fan games. Let me look for some. Okay, I have a selection right here, and you, the viewer, gets to choose in the comment section which one I review. Lights in the Sky, a Brony fanfare visual novel. My Little Pony, Pigpone Action. Waiting is Magic. Pinky or Not Pinky. Pony Cart. And that seems about it. So do you want me to review Pony Cart or the other games I mentioned before? Alright. So that's the best I could do, because this is a gaming channel, and I want to keep it all gaming and not put My Little Pony episodes into it, but okay. Let's move on with the Q&A. I'm gonna start from the beginning, that might seem... I'm just gonna do the questions. I'm gonna skip all the viewer's choice requests, because I said the highest voted one will be the one that I'm doing, so I'm gonna skip all of the viewer's choice ones. Okay. Question 1. I have a question. What is your favorite PC game? I bet it's Borderlands 2. That's what he said. Gonna Fly Terms of Service is, by the way, the username of this individual who asked the question. My favorite PC game is Garry's Mod. Garry's Mod is loads of fun. I know it might not be considered a game, but it technically is, so Garry's Mod's my favorite PC game. Why did you use a robot voice in your top 10 video? I used a robot voice in my top 10 video because I didn't really have access to a camera or a microphone or whatever at the time. So, that's a quick answer. What makes Ocarina of Time bad to you? Coming up is my Ocarina of Time review for the N64, and you'll find out. Okay, what's your favorite FPS? Not Call of Duty. Star Wars Battlefront, the first one. Favorite RPG game? Now, I'm not really a huge RPG game player or whatever, but one of the few RPGs I've ever played is actually, I played Skyrim, and I played, Dead Island would be considered an RPG. It does have, but I don't think it's an RPG. Dead Island definitely has RPG elements, but I don't think it's an full-fledged RPG. It's more like an action thing. Because, I don't know, it's just weird. But I think my favorite by default has to be Skyrim. I know I made a bad video, but Skyrim's actually pretty good. It does have a lot of flaws, though. I don't think it's the best game in the best RPG ever. I don't think so. Then again, I haven't played a lot of RPGs, but, Skyrim by default. Favorite fighting game? Soul Calibur. That's my favorite fighting game. Because he also asked what my favorite fighting game is. What is your opinion on the works of ID software. Well, I guess they did revolutionize, gaming with, with like Doom and stuff. They did revolutionize with Doom. Wolfenstein was okay. Sorry, I'm just checking my email in the middle of this video. But Wolfenstein is a great, is a good shooter. But I think, obviously, Doom revolutionized, the entire freaking gaming industry. I got a hate message on YouTube. Hate message saying, your videos suck, delete your channel. That's a good message. Back to the Q&A. I'm just skipping the viewer's choice stuff. Okay, question. Would you rather play an 8-bit great game or a terrible game with great graphics? That is actually a good question. I know I made this probably has to be a response to the video I made, with my, thing that says graphics do make a game, which they do. Like, what I meant by that is that a game with a great old school game compared to a great high graphical game, I prefer the high graphical game. It revolutionizes. Why do you think they're making new consoles? If graphics didn't mean anything, new consoles wouldn't be there, and people wouldn't prefer PC gaming. That's just simple. So I would rather play a great 8-bit great game than a terrible game with great graphics, because there are a lot of terrible games with great graphics. This is by Ray619 Spear. Did I miss anyone else? Oh, Corey Horton's the one who asked all the series of questions that I answered before. Okay, Adele MacLad is asked a lot of these questions. Like, he's asked like at least 20 of them. So, I'm gonna go with them. Why do you hate Nintendo? Nintendo has a series of games that I don't really know. Nintendo always likes to stick in the past, is what they're doing. You've seen that with the Nintendo 64, where discs have been a standard in systems, and they decide to stick with cartridges. And then in the GameCube, they just refused to play DVDs. The Wii, no graphical improvements. And the Wii U, graphical improvement, but way behind. So they like to stick in the past. That's not the only reason, though. They make games that everyone just eats up. That might not be me hating Nintendo itself, but more of its fans. Why don't you like Mario or Zelda? It's overrated. If you've seen any of my reviews of Mario, my upcoming review of Zelda, you'll know why I don't like them. Like, I say this numerous times in my videos. Why do you think Call of Duty is different and not overrated? Now, Call of Duty is not overrated. Why do I say this? It's because you see everyone on YouTube saying Call of Duty is the same thing every year, Call of Duty's terrible, so it's not really overrated. I mean, in a sense, I guess sales-wise it might be overrated, but really, when it comes to the internet, it's not overrated. So, yeah. Review, okay, this is a reviewer's quest. Do you hate Sonic's games? That's a question. Again, by Adele MacLad is his name. Do you hate Sonic games? No, I do not. I mean, I don't love all of them, but have you played any of the Kingdom Hearts spin-offs? I've only played the first Kingdom Hearts game on the PlayStation 2, but I didn't really find an appeal in any of the DS games, or even the Dream Drop Distance, which came out on the 3DS. So that's why I haven't really played any of the spin-offs. Review request. What do you think of Pokemon X and Y? Now, for Pokemon X and Y, I think it looks innovative. Pokemon games the past couple of years, ever since really the first generation, have looked exactly similar. They've all played similarly. You can't deny that. Sure, they've had different atmospheres, and the Pokemon look different, but the Pokemon got uglier as the years went by. So, I don't think the Pokemon look that appealing in this generation, but I do believe that it's a drastic improvement, and it makes people more interested in the series. I think we're almost done with this. Why do you think Nintendo's for kids? All the games are rated E for everyone, aren't they not? I won't be getting the Xbox One, even though you can play used games and don't have to online all the time, but will you be getting the Xbox One? Yes, they reversed the DRM policies. They did reverse the DRM policies. I do give them credit for that, even not really though, because that was a standard. They were only forced to do it because no one was going to buy their system. But will I be getting the Xbox One? My current stance is no. One reason is because, well, the only reason really, you know the NSA thing. Microsoft's one of the companies that's been giving information to the NSA. Yes, I do have an Xbox Live Gold subscription for the Xbox 360. That is true, but for the Xbox One, their security is even more screwed because of the Kinect has to be always on, and it basically collects data. It listens to what you're saying. It watches what you're doing. So it is a problem. So I don't think I'm going to be getting the Xbox One. What's your favorite Pokemon generation? Johto, which is Generation 2. A close second, though, would probably be Sinnoh. Why do you think every Nintendo game is the same? Again, I've been saying this countless times in my videos. I mean, not every single Nintendo game is the same. Obviously, you can't compare Zelda to Mario, but you can compare all the Mario games to each other, all the Zelda games to each other, because they're linear. Why do you think every first-person shooter is different and something new? I never said that. I don't know where he got that from, but there are a lot of them that are different and something new. For example, Call of Duty, when it came out, was different. Call of Duty 4 was a revolution. Battlefield was a revolution. Medal of Honor was a revolution. So therefore, there are a lot of different series, even Crysis and Halo, that are revolutions. So they are different and something new. Why do you think Nintendo does not bring anything new and different ideas, despite the fact they always bring new and different ideas compared to the overrated first-person shooters like COD, Battlefield, and Halo? I don't really think it's necessary comparing a first-person shooter to any Nintendo game. I mean, you could say, yeah, Metroid Prime, but it's still not really too comparable. But the reason why I do believe that Nintendo doesn't bring anything new, I mean, is because if you look at their games, they just have gimmicks slapped onto it. That's not new. I mean, new and different. It doesn't, like, I guess you could say new and different, but good. It's a different story. Okay, he asked the same question about why I think Nintendo's for kids. I'm gonna skip that. My favorite Grand Theft Auto game, San Andreas, like most people, just because it's a huge open scale. It's larger than any standard third-person sandbox action game like Grand Theft Auto. So, what franchise do you think Nintendo should bring back? This is a very shortened list, but I think they should bring back Star Fox. Why do I think they should bring back Star Fox? Well, the Star Fox 64, I wasn't really the greatest fan of, because you always have to save your, the other characters, because they're easily get shot down by the enemies. It was a good concept, though. It was not a bad concept at all, the whole Star Fox concept. Like, it was basically new and innovative. And I bought the 3DS version, and the graphics were a little bit better, but They should bring a try at it again, because the latest Star Fox games released on the GameCube, and even, I mean, the DS version was but the GameCube games were actually pretty good. And people compared it to Zelda, which you can't compare it. What's your favorite Sonic game? And what's the worst Sonic game? Favorite Sonic game is Heroes. I wouldn't say Shadow the Hedgehog, but Shadow the Hedgehog is a spin-off, so it's not really a Sonic game. Worst Sonic game. There are a lot of bad ones, but I have to say the one that stands out the most has to be 06. Of course, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. And this is the last one, but there are more questions I'm going to pull up. Why do you think Super Smash Bros. Is overrated? I think Super Smash Bros. Is overrated because it's the same freaking thing. Every single game, it's the same thing. Same graphics, same gameplay, and it's not new from any other fighter out there. So, that's why I believe that Super Smash Bros. Is overrated. And it's not like people bash on PlayStation All-Stars, but they, as long as Nintendo does it, it's fine. Okay, I have a question on another. Okay. What's your favorite video game? By someone on Yahoo. Favorite video game of all time, Star Wars Battlefront. Why? Because it was just a blast to play. It was great. I've explained it in my favorite first-person shooter thing. Why I believe Star Wars Battlefront is very new. Like, they're rebooting it, which is great. But why I think Star Wars, it's just the atmosphere, the Star Wars atmosphere and everything is just great. Favorite cell phone game? Not too many. Like, really, not too many favorite. I don't like cell phone games too much, which is a pretty interesting question to ask, even though my history of not liking mobile. So, a favorite mobile game? Can't really think of one, to be honest with you. Like, I can't really think of any good mobile games that haven't been ported from the consoles, and they look pretty bad on mobile when they're ported. So, I don't really have a favorite cell phone game. They're all pretty bad. Favorite board game? I know I'm a gamer, but I'm not the biggest. I don't really post board game stuff on there. But I guess my favorite board game has to be not Trouble. Sorry. You know that Sorry game? That had to be always my favorite board game. But I haven't really posted any board game stuff on. I know I'm a video game nerd. I'm not the biggest board game nerd. Which game console do you prefer? I'm assuming you mean right now, like, because there's the Xbox One and PS4 and the Wii U, like the future. I mean, the Wii U already came out, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to talk about both, current generation and next generation. Console of my choice next generation is PlayStation 4. Why? The Xbox One's always-on Connect policy invades privacy, and it's $100 more than a PlayStation 4. And why would I prefer the PlayStation 4 over the Wii U? Well, I prefer the PlayStation 4 over the Wii U because the Wii U only comes, it's only $50 cheaper than the PS4, and it only has 32 gigabytes of memory, when the PlayStation 4 has 500 gigabytes of memory. So what do you think you're going to go for? It's just an obvious choice, PlayStation 4. The subscription, though, is the only thing that really pisses me off about PlayStation 4. Now, my favorite console, current generation, it's a tie between the PS3 and 360. Okay, I'm going to go on to my last question. This is a real-life question, by the way. Like, someone in real life asked me. Let's try to pull it up. Okay, so I spent 5 minutes looking for the question he asked me. What's your favorite video you made? I had to search 5 minutes just for that one question, but the favorite video I made has to be, at least when it comes to this channel, because I have numerous channels, but the favorite video I made on this channel has to be my series of Mario reviews, because that's got a lot of hate. It's hilarious, but thanks for watching this Q&A video. So yeah, peace.